guys, what's up? Long time no see. कैसे होगा सी? You don't ask me only to make videos. बोला करो ना. Every night before sleeping, come to my YouTube and spam it with comments saying, Zoya, make more videos. Post a video every week or we'll unsubscribe. But don't actually do that. Just threaten me to do it so that अंदर से थोड़ी motivation आए to create content. You know? Okay, I'm obviously kidding. The reason why I haven't been making videos is because the world is ending. Duh. And it's difficult to sit in front of your phone's camera and pretend to be all cheerful and happy when you're actually not feeling cheerful or happy. So I've just been thinking a lot about everything that's going around, all the shebang, you know. And I try to tell my brain that me thinking about stuff does not help anybody, it only makes me more and more miserable. But my brain is like, no bitch, there are apocalyptic things happening around and we are going to worry about it. So naturally, my mental health has been all over the place lately and I'm trying to gather it around. I'm not complaining about it because I know even talking about your mental health or being able to worry about it is such a privilege right now. Honestly, this is one of those times when you seriously start questioning faith. And I'm actually very jealous of people who have faith and very strong beliefs because you got it, you have your shit together, you have something to cling on to and something that gives you hope. What about me? Where do I go? What do I do? I guess I'll just make a YouTube video with a catchy title and talk about my feelings instead. And people would probably not even watch it because I'm whiny. Okay, no, this will get better. There's going to be some really wholesome content ahead because today I'm going to have a little date with myself. I know, self-love pro max, as cheesy as it can get. So I'm simply going to do the things that will relax me and calm me down, none of which include actually therapeutic things like yoga or meditation because my brain can't take it. It'll mostly be eating good food and painting probably and watching a really sad movie. And okay, this will sound silly, but I really want to make a blanket fort. It's just that I don't remember making a blanket fort as a child, and I saw these videos online of people making little blanket forts and doing their normal day-to-day things inside it, and it just looks so cozy and I really want to try it out. Don't make fun of me. Actually, let's start our date with it. Let's make a blanket fort. I'm gonna make a blanket fort. Okay. Here's your reminder that you don't necessarily need to look really good for your date. Just roll out of bed in clothes that don't fit you and a stupid looking bun. And if the person is right for you, it won't matter. We have two options right now for the location of our blanket fort. The first one is this one right here. And the second one is this one right here. But this one's kind of messy and I'm in no mood for cleaning. So I think we'll stick with this one. Okay, it's kind of sort of starting to come together, I guess. Here comes the lights. I brought in my LED lights too for the vibe. And finally, one last thing, stars on the rooftop. And welcome to my little blanket fort. It's turned out exactly like I had envisioned it and it's so adorable, wow. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is to paint, but before that I want to show you guys something. Is that a mini canvas and a mini easel? What? Just look how adorable this is. I've never actually painted on a canvas before, so my first time painting on a canvas will be my first time painting on a mini canvas and I couldn't be more excited. There's literally a hair inside this. Can you see that? I think the reason why painting is so therapeutic for me is the same reason why cleaning is so therapeutic for some people. It gives you a sense of control over your surroundings, your immediate environment, and it's comforting to know that whatever happens, it's all on you. You are in charge whether it goes right or wrong, and there's not really any going wrong per se, because even if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can always go back and turn it right, turn it into something else, something entirely different, even something better. I guess that stands as a metaphor for life as well, you know. What is life really, if not just an amalgamation of all the mistakes that you make and your attempts to correct them? Lately I've been painting a lot of flowers because, I don't know, they're pretty and pretty things make me happy. I also feel like with painting, I never push myself to try out something slightly more difficult or more challenging or something out of my usual style, and I just stick to my comfort zone of sunsets and flowers. And although I would definitely like that to change and get better at it, I don't think I would force myself to it because I don't want painting to turn into something stressful for me, if you know what I mean. I want it to remain that part of my life that I can go back to when I need a mood booster, kind of like my happy place. Okay, that sounded way too corny. I did not expect to get so sentimental about painting, but oh well, back to the video. Here's my dinner for one. I lit up a candle for the mood, and the only thing missing here to turn this into a really romantic setting is wine. I cannot have that. I can, however, have green tea in a wine glass, so. Well, if you're feeling lonely or something, then pause this video, go to your kitchen, grab something to eat or drink, and come back here. We can eat together. You know the usual, I'll talk, you listen, and maybe you'll end up feeling less lonelier. Who knows? So lately I've been thinking a lot about my life and my career and what I want to do. You know, simple questions that every 17-year-old has. When I was in class 9th and 10th, or even after 10th, after my board exams had ended, I used to think that I'm going to have so much time before I have to think about all this stuff and explore all my options, and I still have 2 years before college, and I was so sure that I will figure out something on time. But turns out it's going to be the end of 2 years soon and I'm still clueless. Maybe you can relate to this if you're in the same position or the same age as me, because everywhere you go there's this exact same conversation going on about what subject are you going for and what is your dream college and what are your fucking retirement plans. I feel like we live in such a work-centric world that people are expected from a very young age of almost 15 or 16 to plan out their entire lives. You know, graduate from school, get into a good college, find a great job that you love, and keep selling your labor until one day you finally die, because how else will you turn the wheel of capitalism, folks? And I have such a core misalignment with this culture that's all about hustling hard and rise and grind and find your passion and what drives you out of bed every morning and where do you see yourself in 5 years and what do you want to do in life. You know what I want to do? I just want to sit in a nice garden and make art and listen to great music and think about stuff. Call me quirky, but that's all I want to do, honestly. I constantly have this background anxiety that it's going to be too late once I actually figure out what I really want to do, and that I should have started thinking about all this a lot earlier, because right now I have no basis to make such a huge decision about myself that could literally turn my life around. Okay, that's a little dramatic. But my brother always says that decisions make destiny, and therefore you should be very careful and considerate about making big decisions. And so I've been putting a lot of thought into it, but I just cannot find something that I'm incredibly and wholeheartedly leaning towards. And I guess that's a problem of being a mediocre person like me. You know, jack of a few irrelevant trades, master of none. Also, I'm in this weird phase of my life right now where I'm going through a major shift in identity, and my interests keep changing so rapidly that I always have this crippling fear that whatever decision I make right now, I might regret it 2 years later. I don't know, I probably need career counseling or something, but talking about my feelings to a bunch of strangers on the internet, same thing. Well, I'll finish my food now. My parents did not raise me to eat and talk. I'm sorry. And if you are someone who is going through or has gone through this similar situation, then please let me know. My brain and I would be very thankful for the reassurance that we are not alone.
We'll have the opportunity later to meet his replacement, Mr. John Keating. Himself another graduate of this school. We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because
We are the members of the human race.
And the human race
Is filled with passion.
passion. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life.
Poetry, beauty, romance, love. That's what we stay alive for.
Life for. Milton Whitman.
Okay, will I get into trouble if I ask my English teachers to watch this movie? Or can somebody else do it for me? Please?
I stand upon my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way. See for yourself. Come on. Just when you think you know something, you have to look at it in another way, even though it may seem silly or wrong. You must try. Now, when you read, don't just consider what the author thinks. Consider what you. Don't give a time to that. Break out. That's right. Just deliver it aloud in front of the class on Monday. Bon chance, never let us see that.
It is such a shame that I have to take this down. I don't want to. It's so cozy and so adorable and so nice and so warm. But I'll have to. Ugh.
I've been thinking about my father lately, the person that he made me, the person I've become. And I've been trying to fill all of this empty, but fuck, I'm still so empty. Maybe I could use some love. And I've been trying to find a reason.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but Instagram Reels surely got me back into old school Bollywood songs, and I made so many playlists of songs by Atif Aslam and KK and Mohit Chauhan and Gajendra Verma, and it feels like such a trip down the memory lane. I mean, you listen to these songs and it will literally feel like you're in 6th grade and your first crush just said hi to you or made eye contact with you for a split of a second in school, and you cannot stop obsessing over it. Wait for it. Oh my god, what did I do? Shit.